Good afternoon. This is Carolina Gilcapi from Sade Adventures, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about all the options we have for August 2024 in the Galapagos. I know it could get really overwhelming because there's about 90 boats that are cruising in the Galapagos, plus all of these new properties that are opening up. So I have chosen just a few options within the week that you gave me to show you what's available, and we can take it from there. So let me share my screen and jump right into the itinerary. And that way you can jot down any questions and we can tweak the trip to make sure it fits your needs, your family. So for this particular itinerary, this price is based on three. So two adults and a child age 14. In the Galapagos, once a child turns 12, it is he or she will be considered an adult. So, which brings us to the point of triple cabins in the cruises. There are just a handful of boats that will allow three people or three adults in one cabin. So that narrows our pool down. So in this itinerary, I have options for you, including two separate cabins, as well as a few options with triples. So let's review. August 16th, you would fly to Quito, Ecuador. This is the main airport in the country of Ecuador. It's a beautiful old city. We will pick you up right from the airport, private guide, private car, and take you right downtown to Old Town. I love the hotel Plaza Grande, so we have included a room here for your family that will have a king bed and a twin sofa bed for your child. If you prefer two rooms, you let me know. If you want something different, we can definitely tweak it. We work with a number of wonderful properties in Quito. And Quito is a great city to explore. So we're going to be there for 3 nights. The first day, when you wake up, have breakfast at the hotel, which brings me to these BL. That stands for the meals that are included for you. So B is breakfast, always at the hotel. L means lunch, probably during an excursion. And sometimes we include D, dinner, if there's something special, or of course in the Galapagos, we always have those on board. So first we'll explore Quito, which is an old town. We'll visit all the highlights, but as well as stay outdoors. We'll go to hikes. We'll go to Mitad del Mundo, which is the middle of the earth, the equator line. We can go to museums. We could take a gondola to the top of Pichincha volcano. There are many wonderful places where we can have lunch. We can have it at the Crater restaurant with steam coming out from the volcano, or we can have it overlooking the old town. Many wonderful ways to do this tour. It's private. So if you let me know what your interests are, do you like to have more history, culture, and museums, or do you prefer to be outdoors, or do you like to have a little bit of a food aspect, and we can go tasting our way through town? Either way, you're going to taste chocolate, you're going to taste all kinds of different things. So don't worry about that. And then the next day, I'm going to take you out of the city for a day and go down the avenue of the volcano to Cotopaxi. This is the national park out closest to Quito, and it's really famous because it has this massive active volcano, lava rock everywhere, great hiking. There's colorful lagoons, and of course there's haciendas where local gauchos or local cowboys of Ecuador still run their farms. So we will go there, we will ride horses, we will go hiking, we will have a traditional Ecuadorian lunch. It's a really great glimpse into life in the Andes, and I always love having my clients visit. I have been to Ecuador 7 times. I love the Andes. I love this region. It's very warm, welcoming, especially if this is your first time visiting South America. What a wonderful place to start. Definitely Ecuador is one of the most welcoming places I have ever been. So as you see, I keep going back, and I'm going back this fall again. So after our Cotopaxi day, we'll come back, sleep in Quito, and now we're ready to go to Galapagos. So this particular cruise that I'm showing you starts on August 19th. I chose the Alia cruise. It is a 16-person catamaran, so only 8 cabins. It's a really great new boat. It's quite loved. I have sent a number of people just this year visiting the Galapagos on this boat, and it's spectacular because it's fast, so it goes a lot faster from point A to B. So in 5 nights, which is the cruise that I have included for you, we will cover quite a lot. So the way it works is we will take you from your hotel in Quito to the airport. At the airport, I have a Galapagos assistant. Why? Because it's a lot of chaos going on. You're going to need your ID cards. You're going to need your entry tickets. You're going to need to go through customs. You're going to need to check your shoes, your bags, so many steps. All the steps are in separate places. So our Galapagos assistant takes you, so it's a smooth transaction. And then you get on your flight 2.5 hours and you're in the islands. Once you're in the islands, the team from the boat will pick you up and take you to the cruise and begin exploration with the boat itself. So the Alia, on this boat for this particular itinerary, I have a double cabin for the parents, which is a balcony and a spacious king-size bed. And then a smaller single cabin is available on board. It doesn't have a balcony, and your child can stay there. So it is a wonderful way to be close together, but still have your space. And you know that the third person is safe because there's no balcony. They can be close to you. So this is a great option because we're going to be there for 5 nights and you're going to be really active. So it's nice to go back and have your own space. Let me know how you feel about that. I have some options with triples as well. So the way the Galapagos works is that everything is done with the guide and the crew from the boat. So you're going to be getting off the boat at least twice a day. You're going to get in the water at least once a day. There'll be dry landings, wet landings. You'll be going to various islands, various beaches, and the guide always tells you every night what's going to happen the next day. So you're prepared how to dress, what shoes to bring, and so on. On board itself, between the excursions or in the evening at sunset, you have all kinds of amenities. You have a hot tub, you have decks where you can lay out and sunbathe, there's a bar, there's all kinds of activities that the crew kind of puts together to make it fun. And as you see, I put a map here of where the boat goes. I like this itinerary because it allows you in 5 nights to visit not only the Eastern Islands, but also the Western Islands, and go all the way to Fernandina, which is quite unheard of for a 5-night itinerary. That's because the newer boats are faster, they cut through the waves way better, and you can achieve more stops that way. So this is why the Alia is allowing all of these islands in 5 nights, 6 days. So every day you're going to get off, beautiful animal colonies, all kinds of different excursions. The Alia has stand-up paddle boards, they have kayaks, you will go snorkeling, you will go into the highlands where the giant tortoises live. So it's not only water sports, but also hiking where you're going to be on lava rock, where you're going to be on mountains. And it's quite beautiful. And it's not as strenuous as it sounds because the guide really puts the itinerary according to who is on board and what kind of activity level everybody's at. So there's places where he can take you further if you want to push yourself and you want to do a longer hike, and then other people relax on the beach. So it's quite flexible, but it is a protected area, and you cannot go on any trail without a licensed guide. So that is very special. We only work with boats that have guides licensed by the government and stick to the strict rules, because we all want the Galapagos to be there for our grandchildren and great-grandchildren and so on. So 5 nights, 6 days, and then the last day after your last excursion, we'll take you back to the airport, fly you to the mainland, and then you're going to fly home. So that's 8 days of travel. And for this particular trip, Alia with 2 cabins for 3 people is $83.69. All you would need is your international flights from wherever you're flying from to Quito and home from Quito, or even Guayaquil, but we can discuss that later. International flights are not included. Everything else is, so it's quite easy to plan. So that is the Alia. Now, as I mentioned, there are many other options, and because we're planning a year in advance, we have some availability. So I have some other cruise options just to touch base for you. Sea Star. The Sea Star is a yacht, also 16-person, but it is fully renovated, really interesting. All the cabins are different, so they're trying to make sure that everybody has a space that's welcoming for the family. So on the Sea Star, we have a suite that has a king-size bed, and then behind this little divider desk, there is a twin-side sofa bed. So family can be together. It's a triple cabin. It's also a 5-night cruise from August 10th to the 18th. And you will see the map here. It hits the Eastern Islands. So it goes down to Floriana, Española, San Cristobal. Way different than our itinerary we discussed. But the activities are very similar. There will be giant tortoises. There will be snorkeling. There will be all kinds of different colonies and expeditions. The price for that one is $91.99. Moving all along, Eco Galaxy. This is another fairly newly refurbished boat. It is a catamaran, so has a double hulls, very stable. So if anyone's nervous about water motion sickness, this would be a good option. Also 5 nights. Dates are August 14th to the 22nd. It also holds 16 people in 8 cabins. And this one has a suite. So it's on the upper level. It has a suite with a double bed for the parents and a twin proper cot for your teenager. So you will be able to be in one room together. The rate is quite comparable. It's $71.99. And as you see, it does that Western itinerary. So it's a new, faster boat, moves fast, so it can handle in 5 nights Isabela and Fernandina, which is quite exciting. Then I have 2 options for you with 7 nights in case you want to extend the trip and make it, just see as much as possible of the Galapagos, be on a boat for 7 nights. I have the Seaman Journey. It is a catamaran. It's been around for quite a while, but it had a full refurbishing during COVID. So it is fresh. It's 16%. It is allowing 1 double room for the parent and a smaller single room. So you would have 2 cabins again. This is something to consider because you're going to be there for 7 nights. $99.59 for that one. And a very interesting itinerary because instead of going east to west, it's going north and south. So you're hitting a lot of spots, I believe 14 spots in a 7-night trip. And then our last option is the Anaí. The Anaí is a catamaran for 16 people, very stable, has been around forever. We love this company, always takes care of all our clients. This one has an upper deck suite. It's the largest suite pretty much in the Galapagos. It's very spacious, and it has a king size bed and a sofa bed for your teenager. So you will be together. It's $86.99. The dates are August 6th to 16th. You will be in the Galapagos for 7 nights. And it does that traditional east to west itinerary visiting Fernandina, which I really enjoy because it's a great combination of excursions. I'm sure your mind is swimming now. I'm going to stop my share. I'll send you this link so you can have an opportunity to review it in your time and let me know what works, what doesn't. Remember that Ecuador is not just the Galapagos. If you have extra time, especially because it's summer, consider adding the Amazon jungle, so that we can have a nice combination of wildlife, not just from the islands, but in the rainforest. It's a beautiful combination. And I have some really wonderful options there as well. I look forward to hearing all your thoughts. Happy travels.